through the lens of survival. Scene 1. The devastating loss. Maya, a quiet and observant photographer, walks through the streets, taking photos of street vendors, children playing, and everyday life. Her love for photography is evident in the care she takes with every shot. She meets up with her brother, Zara, at a local cafe. The two share a close bond, and Zara excitedly talks about his latest art project. He dreams of moving out of the city and starting a gallery, where Maya's photos and his paintings can inspire others. Zara, excitedly, "One day, we'll leave this place, Maya. We'll make something bigger. You, me, and our art." Later that night, Maya waits for Zara to come home. Hours pass, and anxiety grows. The doorbell rings. Maya rushes to open it, only to find two neighborhood boys, their faces sober. Close neighbor, hesitant, "Maya, something happened." Zara, "He's dead." Scene 2. The fall into darkness. Days pass, and Maya's life spirals out of control. She quits taking photography jobs and becomes withdrawn, filled with anger and sorrow. She starts neglecting her work, and soon the bills pile up. Flashbacks of Zara's laughter and their shared dreams haunt her. The world around her seems cruel and unforgiving, and she is left wondering how she will survive without him. Her camera gathers dust on the table. She barely eats or leaves the house until her landlord shows up at her door, demanding rent. Desperate and with no one to turn to, Maya out, looking for work, any work that can keep her afloat. Scene 3. Descent into the underworld. Maya's search for survival leads her into the city's underbelly. One day, while walking through the market, she meets Shola, an old acquaintance from school who now runs in dangerous circles. Shola offers her a small but illegal job, taking discreet photos of a corrupt politician in exchange for quick cash. Shola, persuasively, "You're a photographer, Maya. You've got skills. These people will pay good money for what you do. It's just photos, nothing too serious." Maya hesitates but is left with no other option. She takes the job and quickly finds herself in a network of illegal activities, gathering incriminating evidence, blackmailing high-profile individuals, and using her photography skills for people she would have never dreamed of working with. As she falls deeper into this dark world, Maya's morals begin to blur. The money is good, and for the first time since Zara's death, she feels a sense of control over her life. But the weight of her choices starts to crush her spirit. Scene 4. The turning point. One night, after completing a job for Mr. Akin, a notorious crime boss who has become her primary employer, Maya returns home and accidentally knocks over a framed photo of Zara. As she picks it up, she is struck by the memory of him smiling, full of hope and dreams. In that moment, she feels the depth of what she has lost, not just her brother, but herself. Maya, whispering to herself, "What have I become?" The next morning, she visits Zara's old art studio, which has been abandoned since his death. Looking at his unfinished work, Tola realizes that she has strayed far from the path they had once envisioned. The camera in her hands feels heavy, not with potential, but with guilt. She decides that she can't continue down this road. She won't let Zara's death drag her into darkness any longer. Scene 5. The confrontation. Maya meets with Mr. Akin, telling him she's done working for him. He doesn't take the news lightly, threatening her and reminding her of the consequences of betraying someone as powerful as him. Mr. Akin, coldly, "You think you can just walk away? You're in this, Tola. There's no turning back." Maya, no longer afraid, stands her ground. Unknown to Mr. Akin, she has been gathering evidence against him for weeks, using her camera not just for his dirty work, but to capture his crimes. She has compiled enough to bring him down and end his reign of terror. Scene 6. Redemption and New Purpose. In the final act, Maya anonymously hands over the evidence to the police, ensuring that Mr. Akin and his network are arrested. The weight of her decisions begins to lift, and she feels a sense of peace for the first time since Zara's death. But her story doesn't end there. Maya returns to photography, this time with a new purpose. She starts a community project in memory of Zara, offering free photography and art classes to kids in the neighborhood, giving them a way to express themselves and escape the cycle of crime. Maya, Zara didn't deserve to die, but in his memory, I've learned to live again. This world may be harsh, but through the lens of survival, I've found my way back to the light. The end. Please hit the notification button.